So you may be wondering, what's a red sink and what does that have to do with me or my store, or why should I care? Well, the answer is a red sink is the one strong identifying element that visually stands out to your customers, that they remember, that they enjoy, and that they tell their friends about. It was coined by this store manager at Oregon Tile and Marble, Shawnette Blank. And she said, people come in and they go, wow, you have a red sink. And it was like, yeah, we have a red sink. And it's cool. So the question is, what is your red sink? This is me. I'm Linda Cahan. I'm a retail design and visual merchandising consultant. I give seminars. I do training. I write a lot. And I'm doing this to help you define what your customers think is terrific. So this is in Tualatin, Oregon, and this is most definitely one of their many red sinks, but truly a very large, impressive planting. This thing has to be at least 18 feet tall, and it rotates, which is exceptionally cool. It also makes a lot of noise. But you get the idea. I took this at 2 different seasons of the year, and it speaks for itself. Red sinks can work for pretty much every retail category. This is a garden center, as are these. Although I'm not sure about the lower right one. It's exceptionally cool and would work for a whole bunch of different things just because it's so memorable. At this jewelry store in Soho in New York City, it's a kind of small store, but it has a very impressive red sink, and that is King Kong or whomever this gorilla or ape is. It's truly a visual element that speaks for itself, and it makes the store interesting and fun and memorable. And that's what you want. A lot of you all have the same merchandise. You know, your competitors and you have the same merchandise. So what sets you apart is your red sink. It's the element that makes you look less like a vanilla box, which is what this store looks like without the gorilla, or makes customers feel like, wow, I just had an interesting experience. At Rejuvenation Hardware in Portland, Oregon, they started off basically just selling and repairing vintage and antique lighting. So they created this huge R for rejuvenation. And it works. It's right at the top of the stairs, and it's fun. And they also did another smart thing. Under their stairwell, a different stairwell, they have this children's playhouse, which is brilliant because it's away from the doors. It's safe, it's warm and encompassing, and parents feel safe leaving their children there, and there's enough for kids to do in there to keep them busy for a while. Depending on what you're selling, a big lit tree can add romance and a little bit of glamour and some sparkle and fun. I found this on Alibaba. You might be able to find it through other sources. I'm sure you can, actually. I would go with warm white LEDs, not the cold white LEDs. Any kind of artwork is always appealing, depending, of course, on the quality of the art, but it really can make a difference. Hand-done artwork says personalization, that says caring, and it makes your merchandise feel more upscale, more interesting, and more creative. Plant walls are also a huge trend, and they're fascinating to people. This is a fake one. It's at a showroom, but it's there to give you the idea. The downside to a plant wall is it's got to be done by somebody who knows what they're doing, who has installed many of them. You don't want someone learning on your wall. But when they're done right, they are really spectacular. This was at a outdoor store in Portland, Oregon. I think the Yeti is wearing a baseball cap, but I'm not sure. It's just fun. This is basically a red sink. It's an identifying visual that people will remember that makes them smile. As is this. This is really an unexpected treat. The store itself is all case line around the perimeter. And having this, whatever this is, along with the penguin is charming and different and kind of inspiring. Zeppo's, which is now a Mexican restaurant in Lake Oswego, Oregon, did this huge leaning tower of kitchen equipment, which has to be about 18 feet high. Very fun, very clever, and I'm guessing they found seconds or thirds from their equipment vendors. At least I hope they did. But this concept can work for any large space that you need to make more interesting with a repetitious product that you sell. This cow, which is fake, and considering it's Portland, Oregon, that works perfectly, is fun, it's sweet, it's textural, and it is a focal area for manner. This is a very small little red sink, but for me, very memorable. I was walking through the store and saw this, and I just stopped and smiled. And for me, who basically I look at visual all the time, this was different. I had never seen it before. And I love when I see something fresh and new. And anything that is kind of quirky can really be a fun red sink. I'm not sure what store this was, but it was definitely children's books. And this is just handmade, twisted brown paper, just done very, very well. And it's kind of fun and magical and unexpected, very clever. And the little door for either a little gnome or a mouse, I don't know, was sweet. Now, last but not least, this is just a mural that was done behind the wrap desk of a children's toy store. I thought they did a great job with it. Didn't cost them much. It's fun and has charm and is memorable. It's like, well, I got this at the toy store, the one that has the purple cow. That's what you want. Red sink, purple cow, whatever. You need something for you to stand apart. So if you want to learn more about visual merchandising, I have 2 seminars. Actually, it's one very long seminar that I broke up into 2 because it was so long. Visual Merchandising Part 1, Part 2. And if you're interested, please check them out on my website, lindacahan.com. Thanks so much.